How's it going, folks? What the heck? I have some technical difficulties here, so bear with me. Why is this doing that? Let me turn Do Not Disturb on. What is this? Okay. That's a little, was a little better. Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me? Let's go back here to the beginning. Marco numero uno, as usual. How's it going, Marco? Henry G was in early. If you're still here, hello. Gonzo, hope this live is better than mine was. It's never going to be better. But, you know, we do what we got to do. How's it going, Brian Kerr? Glad to see you in here. Hellcap Addict, hello. Hope everyone's day is going well. Better than mine, anyway. So, let's just dig right in. This is where we left off. Actually, I added some background effects that I'm not sure how to get rid of now. Okay. There. I made it some chrome material too or something. We have this. I think I'm going to leave it like this instead of a blade. Just little teeth like that. I don't know. What do you think? Doesn't have to puncture anything because it can just kind of grind into stuff. Let's start some scales. How's it going, Mr. Bliss? Thanks for stopping in. This is, I missed Fed Harrison. Hello, hello. This is just a little fun project for learning CAD. Oh, let's fix this angle. Someone said 50. This is much sharper, much slicier than 50. Is 50 for splitting though? Because this isn't a real splitting axe. Hatchet. So let's go back into, I think it was this one. No, this one. Let's edit this sketch. Let's see what we have on here for an angle. Oh, is that? Yeah. Not sure why it's not letting me delete this coincidence. Oh, because I have a point there. Yeah, so we can do this to get a 50-degree angle on there. I could do the math and use pi and all that stuff, but let's just tweak this until we get it. Poke and hope, as they say. Wow, 24.93. Or we can just call it good enough, right? If there's a move, incremental move. Let's see here. The X, what are we looking at? We want to go into negative Z. Oh, they're not using the actual coordinates here, so wasn't that moving? 792. Watch this go over. That is going to tick me off. Oh, 25 degrees. There we have our 50. So now we have a 50-degree edge bevel. Go mow the lawn. Gotta make hay while the sun shines, Gonzo. Projectiles are sharp. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. Hello to anyone I might have missed, if there are any. So that's 50. I'm not going to worry about this. We don't need any kind of precise angle on that since it's, just for fun. It's a for fun stump grinder. Fixture, attachment, whatever you want to call it. I think I want to modify this a bit. I'm not sure. Do we need that much lightning? Should we get rid of some? Just make it match this and then have the handle go up to there and to there. What do you think? So let's save this and let's start a scale, but we'll start a new model. New part, English Standard Imperial Dimensions. Where is the origin? So that's the origin. Let's do a sketch. I usually use the front plane. I draw a couple center lines on here. I don't know if I need them, but it's good to have some reference. I think I just need to hit end chain. Not sure why I put the center point in there, but anyway, we'll just do a quick square to start off with, and then we'll bring it into the assembly. We'll work on it in the assembly, but I just wanted to create it out here. That's 2, so it probably needs to be about this big, roughly. I'm not going to dimension it or constrain it, because I want to do that in the assembly, or modeling in context, as they say. Let's extrude this. I don't know how thick scales usually are, but we'll start pretty heavy, like over a 1/2 inch. So we'll be trimming a lot of that away once we get in there. Let's save this as we'll call it an X scale, even though the file's called Hatchet. How's it going, Dwayne? Thanks for stopping in. Okay, so now we have that scale. Let's go create a new assembly and then just bring these in. Make assembly from these parts. I don't want to do it that way. Let's do a new assembly. Oh, did I change that to inches? Anyway, now we'll just insert components. I want to bring the blade in first. Then we can bring in the, I guess it doesn't matter in the assembly context, but we want to get it lined up close to where we want it. Which side is the plane on that? That's the hatchet. Okay, so this is how we want it. We'll work on this side for a change, I guess. Let's mate this. Pick the part you want to move first, I believe. And then the part you want to mate it to. And we're just going to leave it on that surface because we want to change the shape of it. Now that we have this in context, we can finish this up. Let's save the assembly. The Hatchet assembly. Now we can just go in and modify this sketch. And I want to go a little bigger down here. I might try some new things out here. We'll get it about even, the distances from the bolt holes. Let's see now, if we dimension, we don't want to dimension to those. We don't want, I'm going to have to do a little research on creating points and such without linking to the part. So let's create a reference sketch. Reference geometry, or reference plane, I should say. It's okay if we touch that. Actually, do we need a reference plane? Since we already have a plane. Probably not. Let's just make that plane visible. Doesn't need to be that big. Let's project curve. And it's asking me select a sketch to project and the faces on which to project. It's not going to let me do that. Let's create a sketch first, I guess. Oh. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Is I want to create a sketch that matches the contour of this, but I don't want to have it linked to this. So I guess I could create it and then unlink it. I need to do a little more research. But we can always change it later. Or just do it the wrong way. Let's create a spline. Ain't nothing wrong with doing it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Now that we have that, let's just do a trim here. Let's do a corner trim between this and this. This and this. This and this. Now we can just get rid of these. Let's see. That's pretty good. If I change the visibility, it wouldn't look like this because it wouldn't look jagged. They would match up pretty well. So you see up here is where I want to change this so it's not weird like that. We don't want them. We don't want the scales halfway cutting a lightning hole. So we can go edit this component. Let's do the main extrusion sketch. So do we even need any lightning up here? Let's just get rid of this, right? We have it all solid outside of the scales. Sorry about the silence. Let's exit this sketch. It's got some rebuild errors in there. It's probably stuff that got rid of parts of that fillet. Since I got all rid of these, then the fillet doesn't know what to do. It doesn't automatically delete those, but so we can just delete them. Missing entity. Yes, automatically remove them. So there we go. Leave enough space that we can put some contouring on here. We can make it lighter or less light. Think that's enough handle on here? How's it going, Mo Patty and Knives Are Life? Scott, how's it going? Everyone meet Scott. He's a maker, does some 3D printing. I put his link in chat earlier. How's it going, Joe Casper? Did I ask you if that was correct pronunciation? I apologize if it's not. How'd everything turn out, Scott? With the surface textures. Get that going. I'm going to see if SolidWorks has something similar once I get these contoured the way I want them. How's it going, Cat Scratch? Too many triangles. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure how many different patterns they had in there, or if you could take the mesh that Fusion gives you and modify it so it's simpler. shape the way you want. Slows down my computer. Yeah, I guess since does a lot of processing in one step, probably more than you need. So the method you were going might be the best way. Just manually create patterns or textures. Can't take whatever you like from there. Oh no, I assumed that Fusion had some built-in patterns, I would think. But I don't use Fusion, so I'm not sure. Solid Edge at work, but have used SolidWorks. Yeah, SolidWorks is new to me. I use mostly at work. I've used CATIA and Siemens NX, but I'm not really a mechanical designer. I'm electrical, so I've done a lot of simple mechanical stuff, simple sheet metal brackets and things like that. Very simple assemblies. Surfacing, I'm new to. I haven't used surfacing yet. These are kind of like surface, but it's just a function in the solid. It's a swept curve or swept cutout. But here I'm going to try to do some surfacing, or at least surface sweeps to cut the shape out that I want. And I'll do one scale, get it complete, and then just mirror it to create the other side. I don't know if I want to go all the way to the end. Let me think here. Might go a little further and make it round. Then I want to put a contour like this, like I was doing in my knife design, just to keep it from slipping out of your hand. So it'd be kind of nice to have that contour closer to the middle of this contour, probably. Not that this is going to slip out of your hand. It's pretty good the way it is. Definitely be better when it's like that. I love the reference point. Not sure what you mean, cat scratch. What do you mean? Hey, Ron Crow. Thanks for stopping in. I know that last live stream you did, or maybe two ago, you you left my link in the description for the contest, and I picked up a couple more subscribers, or a couple more comments anyway, on that video from a couple streams ago. So let's save this, save all here, so I don't lose anything. Not sure how far I'll go today. Probably not too far. I like to make at least a little progress, and this already is a little. Not much progress, but a little. Let's go ahead and round those off. Let's go back into the scale. This is how I work at work, so imagine the stress I put my bosses through. When I have a job, of course. Put an arc there and an arc here, and then we'll put a radius on them just to keep some uniformity. Smart dimension. And I'm just picking a random number, but I kind of like to use a little bit cynical number. I can probably move this in a little bit, make this more even. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I used for a reference on that. I don't want to use math right now. No, maybe we won't do that right now. So we have that. Like I said, I know it's a lot thicker than it needs to be, but I want to leave enough material to try to do some contouring with surfaces or cutting tools. Oh, I wanted to bring that down further. That's what I wanted to do. So let's go back into that sketch. I don't know if I can do this. Oh, it looks like it's following. It's pretty nice. Yeah, let's just do that. Looks like it followed the edge. Now that we did that, we have to modify the actual bus. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. What do you think? I can trim this up too. It doesn't need to be that long. But the last thing you do when you're swinging a hatchet is, last thing you want is for it to slide out of your hands. I kind of like that it's long too, because then it protects your fingers, and if you're swinging into a pile of something, wood or something, just going all buck wild, swinging this hatchet axe around. Yeah, Ron, I appreciate the help. I don't know if it hurts the algorithm or not, but my channel's so small, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about the algorithm at this point yet. I do have almost, I don't know, 900 subs now, I think. 800, 793 or something like that. Yeah, 793. So, channel grew a lot faster than I expected. I got pretty lucky. Think that's too much? But you're going to be holding it up here, right? You're not even going to hold it down there. So I'm not sure. I guess that's another reason not to have it though, because it's not really performing a function down there. We can change it. Let's get out of this. Go back to there. Let's just do this. Let's make it like a a line like that. I think that looks better anyway. And yeah, it doesn't. That's not gonna. It doesn't even need to be that. I guess I could just follow this shape. I don't know. I kind of like to have a little chunk of metal sticking out. It's just to. We'll look at it again. What? Oh, I probably got rid of dimension point. Oh, fill it again. What do you think? What do you think about that? Hi, Kelly. Did I miss someone else? Nods are live. How's it going? So is that good or bad? And if I do this, should I even have the bottom of the scale rounded, or should I just go the whole way to the edge of this and just do the contouring inside of that? What do you think? Or should I change this and make it a little more rounded, but leave it stick out a little bit, just to protect? You know, if you use this for a throwing hatchet, then when it hits here, it won't be tearing up whatever material you have for scales. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Excuse me 1 second while I beat on a drink that the tab ripped off on. And let me mute my microphone, take a drink here. All right, I'm back. Didn't want you hearing the gulping. How's it going, Dan Stan? Thanks for stopping by. Hope your day is going well. Kelly says, I haven't used a hatchet in many years, but appears like a good shape. I think it's all right. I might want to change it to put this curve a little more, bring this up a little bit into here. The way it's shaped now, you'd want to choke way down here, which is good for getting the maximum, but you want to be able to grip up here too, to just to make it a little more controllable if you need to take shorter, smaller swings. And I think, I don't know. At most, it'll be a 3D print, so it'll never be a real hatchet. I don't think. I guess I could if since I brought this down, I can make this. Let's make this lightning hole a little longer. Let me see. Get rid of that dimension. in that dimension and see what happens if we just drag this. Nothing. Where do I have it stuck? Radius shouldn't matter. The radius isn't fixed. Oh, okay. You need to grab one of them points. And this one isn't following it too much, but that's alright. It'll just be water jet or laser cut into that anyway. Let me bring this one out a little further. Oh, this is that weird one. Oh, let's get rid of that dimension. This leaves a good bit of overlap for contouring and such. Now let's put some dimensions on here, tighten this back up. Why is that one not turning black? Not sure. It should turn black when it's fully constrained. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, maybe I need to dimension this. Yeah. Now it's constrained. This, I don't see perpendicularity on there. Oh, we don't want to be in dimension. Fix that. We don't want that. Guess we can just dimension it. That angle's not important, but at least it's constrained. So that's fully constrained. I need some constraints down here now. Let's do this. And this. That should be fully constrained. This, we weren't done up here, so I'm not. I guess we could be. Let's exit this sketch, see what we have here. Get out of this. Oh, more rounded. That was about this, right? Yeah. It does look a little odd not being rounded. Or at least a big fillet on there, maybe. I don't care that it matches this shape. Because I kind of have, you know, this geometric pattern down here. So it doesn't have to be all curves. Got some curves. This will be contoured. I could put some little jagged teeth on here too. Glass breaker. Not that you couldn't break the glass with any other part of this. What was I thinking now? What was I talking about? Let's go see what I'm missing in chat. I apologize. Medication problems. That sucks. Are we okay with this shape? Any suggestions? Is this too weird looking? Look okay? What do you think? I guess we don't need this cut out. Should I get rid of this? Just have this come up to here. What say you, chat? Kind of even here, but we don't need it, do we? Let's get rid of it. You streaming at 3, Mr. Ron Crow? We'll have the Marco or someone post a link for your stream, and I'll end right at 3 probably, if not a little before that. Pacific time. Make a little more progress on this. I'm going to get rid of those and see what it looks like. Let's go back to here. Let's get rid of this. Move this to here. Maybe. So you don't let me do that. What's going on here? Oh, let's get rid of the radius. That's the problem. Wonder why. Let me pick that and this and make them coincident. I want them to actually touch though, not just look like they're touching. What's up with that? We want them. The points cannot be merged. What's going on here? Ooh. Let's just get rid of this then. How about that? How about that? So we need some dimensions on here to get this constrained up a little bit. We can add them later though. Let's do the same over here. Get rid of these. Yes. Yes. Now let's pick that and this and make it. tangent. So I changed this a little bit. I hope it didn't do anything too weird. I should have had that constrained. Oh, look at that. Yeah. See, that's the problem with not constraining stuff. Gets a little loosey-goosey up in there. We could do this. Let's just get rid of this. And make this and this. You have to do that again. Or just have it be one curve. Invalid geometry. What the heck? Get rid of that radius. This and this tangent are yeah. Ooh. Looks better down here, but we messed that up pretty bad. What are we doing here? There, that's a little better. We can widen that up or something, because it does look a little, looks like we shrunk the head down a little bit too much. Let's take a look at this. How long is this so far? About 20.5 inches. Do we want it longer or shorter? Or is that good? Let me get my tape measure out. I think that's pretty good. Maybe shorter. But that's kind of like boy's axe length, which I was thinking of. Hey, McRanger, how's it going? Let's leave it there for now, but change. Let's see if we can do this without causing too much problem. No, let's. Oh. We definitely need to put some dimensions on here. I got some other dimension on there that's causing problems with. Yeah. I'm missing those. That's why, I think. Let's just try this. We'll have to revisit that later. For now, let's just exit this sketch and see what we got here. We've got some rebuild errors. This plane, the point to define the construction plane is no longer in the model. So, yeah, I brought that down too far. I don't know that I like that shape much better than the old one anyway. Let's just back a few things out of here. Let's see what this does. Same thing. It's not cutting into that though, so I wonder what the problem is now. Let's undo a little more. Okay, I think that might be the old one. This might be okay. Nope. Man, I might just have to undo everything I just did. We'll look at that later. See, this one's actually pretty good because you can then hang this from a hook on your cabin wall. Uh-huh. Am I right or am I right? All right, I think it's close enough to 3 o'clock. Let's all go over to Ron's. I don't know if he's streaming now or later, but I'm assuming now since he was just getting ready. Yeah, Scott, I think the blade's too short. I'm going to make it longer, but I'm going to have to check out all my dimensions and think of a logical path and modifying them. Because I kind of just slapped this together, made these angles even, but this is kind of a weird piece down here anyway. I want it to be gnarly, but I can rebuild it. Just get rid of everything. I definitely want to make this a little wider, but I don't know if I want to just make that cutting portion wider and leave a nice, like a flared shape, or if I just want to make the whole thing wider. Anyway, everyone, thanks for stopping in. We're going to call it a day here. Let me hit save before I probably shouldn't hit save, but let's at least save this progress that we made on the scales. And I will talk to all of you later. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.